Hey everybody, welcome to Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I'm Peter.
He's Peter and I'm Frank. And
That's Frank.
so he's West Coast Pete. I'm East Coast Frank. Yes, we are in different we're in different places. I have temporarily
He's right here.
I know, right? We'll do anything to make it look different.
Right
there. So we're doing this now. Hopefully this works for us. So we'll see how we do with it. So who are we talking about today?
Today's featured performer is Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Wow. Ooh. Johnny's been busy. That's why I came to Virginia, because the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case is in Virginia.
Yeah, you're right. It's there.
I'm covering that for TMZ. No, I'm not.
No, he's covering it for Ticket Stubs and Popcorn.
I've been watching. Yes, I'm covering it for Ticket Stubs. I'm the member of the press, but I have been watching a bunch of it though, and it is rather fascinating to watch. There was one exchange between the two of them, because it's a recorded exchange and they're having a fight, and it's just like each of them telling the other to just go suck their own dick. It was hilarious. Just the back and forth. I was dying liking to it. It was hilarious. So it was.
I've heard people talk about it in some oblique way. I've just been busy enough where I don't know a thing. I have not.
Yeah. So
I know what's going on.
Given that he's our guy today, and given that the hearing is going on, does publicity like this, or getting a little deeper into an actor's personal life, does that change the way you see their work? Like, a lot of people will say, "Oh, I won't go see Aquaman because Amber Heard is terrible," and from what I've heard, they've cut her part considerably from Aquaman 2. Yeah, and she's not going to be doing any more. So, would that change the way you would see their stuff?
Okay, I mean, good question. Yeah,
you keep watching Woody Allen movies, so clearly you don't care.
No, exactly.
But so we'll talk about that at the end. So, but
sure.
It's an interesting question.
Sounds good. All righty.
All right. So
go ahead. You go start off with Johnny Depp for us.
I'll start off with Johnny Depp. I am going to start Johnny Depp off with I got to go Pirates. I think that every actor who gets pretty big. He was pretty big before Pirates of the Caribbean.
He definitely was.
But what he did with that role was just amazing. Really, really, it was. He was fun and funny, and it was just clever, and just what he did with it. I would love to know what their vision for that role was before they started going, and then just let him do his whatever you want to call it, a Keith Richards thing or what have you. But he made those movies just so much fun and so exciting to watch, and just so great. And it was really, really fun to see someone of his talent. And he had mad credibility before that. And then he comes and does this, silly Disney amusement park ride movie. And it's just like, wait, what? They made a movie out of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride? And it just killed. And it was amazing. And he was so great in it. So I would go there. It's just super fun. And then to hear later when he goes into kids' hospitals and stuff like that, and as Jack Sparrow, fantastic. I mean, just sort of getting ready for this, it made me think, I want to sit down and watch a couple of those Pirates movies again.
Yeah, something I'm gonna have to again too, to be honest.
Yeah, really, really, really fun role.
And those movies are pretty meaty. They are longer movies, and they spawned a whole bunch of them. There's a bunch of sequels, and
yeah, absolutely fantastic. So that'd probably be my my favorite one. The next one would be this little tiny role in a movie that nobody saw. It's a Kevin Smith movie called Yoga Hosers, and he plays Guy Lapointe, and he's just this like weird detective kind of guy, and he's got this strange sort of Canadian, French Canadian accent. He's so weird, but and hearing how Kevin Smith, like, because Kevin Smith's kid hangs out with Johnny Depp's kid, and yes. But that's like how he knows me. He doesn't really know him professionally. So Kevin Smith did this talk about how he got Johnny to do the role. He's just like, oh, he asked, and he was like really into it. And then, you know, Kevin goes to see him on the day they're going to shoot. And Johnny Depp's got like this fake nose. He's got his own like makeup guy. So he's got this fake nose and he's got this whole thing. He's like really into it. And Kevin Smith is so excited that Johnny Depp is like getting really into my movie.
Right.
And it's such a funny bit. He shows up a little bit in like a companion to that movie called Tusk, which I think I talked about Tusk when we talked about Kevin Smith. Such a weird, messed up movie. But Johnny Depp is just, it's like he really brings it even to such a small role. And
it's the same character, right?
Yeah. So it's and that's what I love about him. He just really just he dives deep into these roles, and he's got such a wit. When you see him like in interviews and stuff like that, he does come off as a little bit more quiet and soft spoken. And so seeing him at these hearings has been really weird, because he is very kind of soft spoken and quiet. And granted, there's like a ton of stuff going on. So, but he's but yeah, to see him throw himself into this little nothing role was fantastic. And yeah, Pirates is great. But my next one would be in what I think is probably one of the most underrated like gangster movies out there. It's Donnie Brasco. And he's so great in that, because he's a little scarier than he was when he was playing Whitey Bulger. But and I think he does better in Donnie Brasco than he does in the Whitey Bulger movie.
I do too.
He's and it is, like I said, it's one of the most underrated gangster movies out there. And he's kind of scary, and he's just kind of like a lowlife. And it's a great movie. And he holds his own with Al Pacino, and it's just such a great role for him. So yeah, those I just kind of blew through it just really fast. But he's so talented. He really is, and he's done crazy amounts of stuff. We've spoken before about actors who seem to do the same thing. He doesn't. He's always doing something weird, unless like Tim Burton gets to him, and then he's very cartoonish and stuff. But he can do that range. He can be Willy Wonka, and then he can go be and then he can be like in a gangster movie.
Yeah.
So he's just such range.
We actually only overlapped on one.
Really?
Which is a little surprising. Yeah. The one we overlap on, it might not be the one that people would think. Donnie Brasco. I gotta tell you, it didn't quite make the top of my Al Pacino picks, because we did an Al Pacino show. Al Pacino is fantastic in this movie.
Right.
But to see Johnny Depp not just hold his own, because we already knew he was a great actor, and so we knew he was capable of that, but to actually see them out there, you feel the whole unsettled thing, because he's playing Donnie Brasco, which is just a fake name in the movie anyway, because he's a plant for the FBI. So you always get this sense of just worry, of doom, this stuff hanging over their heads all the time. There's always, not just as the audience, you get the feeling that one slip up and either man or both men, the Al Pacino character and the Johnny Depp character, at any time, either one could make a fatal mistake, and either one could be dead or both be dead. And it really is amazing You're like watching it, and then you're also watching this great friendship buddy, really start to develop between the two. And there's other stuff thinking about like, what do they owe each other, but what do they owe to their job and to themselves? And it's very well done. That one's like 25 years old now, and that's amazing that there's that much time has gone by. That one definitely, that one bears watching or rewatching if you haven't seen it in a bit. Very well done, FBI, but mafia, incredible. So that one I was always, even though I've been impressed with Al Pacino and Johnny Depp, when you saw them together really working, I was I don't know, extra impressed, whatever that means. But yeah, it was just really so incredible. So that's one of my picks. The other one, and this is probably my favorite, and that's saying something. My favorite Johnny Depp movie is Ed Wood. It's
another good one.
It's so different because a lot of times Johnny Depp, but particularly with Tim Burton as a director, a lot of times Johnny Depp seems to have a little bit of free range, maybe we'll call it that, and he can kind of improvise or do his own thing if he wants. It seems like that's kind of given him, they give him his space, but particularly Tim Burton. But in Ed Wood, I think he almost has to like straighten up and fly right because he's playing a biographical person. So he can't put a spin on it now. And he is great in it. He sincerely believes in art, and he sincerely believes in making movies and giving it his all. And he just loves his stars, and he loves his thing. So he goes out on a limb all the time. He just wears his heart on a sleeve, and he's always out there, and he just wants to become another Orson Welles. He wants to be able to, write and direct and produce his own movies. The only problem is he's at the other spectrum of Orson Welles. His movies aren't that good, and they aren't successful. And they aren't really even getting a positive spin or a name for himself. But he's out there slogging away every day. And of course, he's got this ragtag sort of troupe of actors. And it's this weird dysfunctional family. But
like Bowfinger.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just, it's wonderful. And like I said, he can't, Johnny Depp, the actor, can't really put some weird, crazy spin on it because the movie's already crazy enough, but it's a biographical movie. So within the biopic, he has to be Ed Wood, director. And it's just great. And it's great stuff by, well, everybody, there's Sarah Jessica Parker, who's in there.
Yeah.
But, it's just wonderful to see what they got, and there's an incredible performance by Martin Landau. Bill Murray is great in it, but what can you say? But it still revolves. Even though Martin Landau really shines in this movie, it's great to see Johnny Depp as the lead performer. Ed Wood with this sincerity, and that's what it is. He's just so sincere about art and movies and his actors, and he's out there trying to get the best out of his actors. But to do that, he's so invested in their lives, so he's actually trying to do after hours, so to speak, helping out Martin Landau's character, which is a really on his last legs, Bela Lugosi, both health-wise, age-wise, and financially too. He's on his last leg, and he's there, and he's just trying to help him out because he looked up to him as an actor many years earlier. It's just wonderful. He's so sincere. He plays this character, it's just great. And it was wonderful to see him do that after we saw him in things like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Edward Scissorhands, Benny and June,
Benny and
those
June,
other kind of roles. And now he's doing something else, which leads me to my third pick, and another good movie, a very good movie, a longer one, and one that I shouldn't say surprised to see, but it was just incredible to see him in Dead Man, which is a Jim Jarmusch Western.
Yeah.
And he's out of his element here. He's not in control. He's not like snappy comebacks. He's always seems to be rocked on his heels all the time because he's not in charge. He doesn't know what's going on. There's always potential trouble brewing, and and he plays the character William Blake. So when he befriends a Native American up in the Pacific Northwest, his Native American friend assumes that he is William Blake, the artist and poet, because the Native American did have some experience in England. He went there, so he knows a little bit of English literature and art. And so when he tells him his name is William Blake, he just assumes that he is the historic William Blake, and which kind of has a weird relationship between those two. But I love that. So Dead Man, where he plays William Blake.
That's a good one.
I love it because he, like I said, he's not in control. There's a lot of reactive stuff he's got to do, to stay alive, but also to try to find like he goes out west, way out west, for a job and for a newspaper, and things just don't necessarily work out in this ramshackle town that's sprouted up out there in the west. And it's great. It's wonderful to see a performance where he's like almost like hanging on tooth and nail all the time, but without the charm sometimes of like a Jack Sparrow, or it's dirty, it's got a gritty. And so anyway, those are my three Johnny Depp picks. And like he's done so much.
He's done so much. He's been great.
And you can't go wrong with Pirates of the Caribbean. Can't go wrong at all. I just picked those three because I thought they were just so different.
Yeah.
For him. But anyway.
So we've got this defamation suit going on, and he's being accused. That's not even the. Like they're not trying to determine guilt or not. They're trying to determine whether or not what she was saying, ruined his career or what have you. But anyway, but broadly, when when an actor does get into some into the news for reasons other than their craft, like, will you stop watching Will Smith movies, or will you stop watching, Chris Rock movies, depending on what side of that whole debacle you're on.
Correct. Go ahead.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I guess I don't think I've ever said, I'm not going to see this movie because of this person. Because for one thing, my not seeing the movie doesn't affect it's not going to affect them one iota.
Exactly.
If a whole bunch of people decide not to go see a Will Smith movie, maybe that'll affect his next movie. And I know that they've already pulled some projects from him because of what happened at the Oscars. But I don't know. And I don't think that seeing a movie of someone who's got some weird personal life thing going on, I don't think that necessarily supports that life choice or what have you. I just want to go see a movie. Exactly. So I don't think it doesn't really, my movie viewing is not changed
Yeah,
by stuff like that.
And times and mores change, but so there are opinions on people who have gone in the, who've already gone by. They're already deceased, and people have had careers, and it's not just actors. Sometimes it can be whatever, old sports figures or this or that one, and you say, oh, this guy was a drunk, or this guy was a womanizer, or this person was a Nazi during the war.
Left-handed.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm in it for the art. So if somebody says, oh, Pablo Picasso could have been a womanizer, well, I'm not going to stop appreciating his art. I think art is what we're in it for. We're interested in it. That's what brings us pleasure. Art will never let us down. Artists will always let us down. They're human beings. They're flawed, and we don't need to get involved with that.
Thriller is still a great album.
Exactly. Right. Am I going to stop listening to Michael Jackson music? Well, no. Am I going to stop watching whatever, Johnny Depp if we find out he's the bad guy, or Woody Allen? There's two sides to everything. Their art form that's out there, whatever it takes, whatever shape it takes, is still enriching to my life. I don't think me, watching something is necessarily a show of support of the person's lifestyle,
right,
something that went on in their past. My short answer is no. It's whatever's ongoing in the public world that's not related to the art doesn't affect me. Does it make for good TV or whatever to read up about or watch? Yeah, it might. It might be fun to, as you say, you've been catching some of the stuff lately. Yeah, it might be a nice little diversion or this or that one, or fun just to see how crazy people with money or fame can live or be secluded in some weird way. But no, that stuff doesn't affect what I'm gonna watch or what I'm gonna.
There's one little bit of video from this Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial thing that it shows him like sort of, he's angry, he's slamming around the kitchen, he's slamming cabinet doors and stuff like that, and and he's just, he's saying that they're having an argument, they're a married couple having an argument. Been there, okay? So, and I'm watching this, and all I'm thinking is, that kitchen is smaller than I thought it would be. Right?
Like, why is Johnny Depp's kitchen smaller than mine?
That's the funny thing. It's just like, it's more insight into like, married, this is such a tough thing because relationships are complicated, even when they're great. So who's to say who's right, wrong, or otherwise in this whole thing? I think that they both have issues. He's got issues with drugs. She's got issues with just being insane. And what happened between them is I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see who, quote unquote, wins this trial.
Yeah, who wins?
I think the jury's just going to say, look, Johnny, you're suing for $50 million. I think that Amber Heard is counter suing for so many millions of dollars. They should just go, look, you know what? You two are divorced, go your separate ways. Nobody gets nothing, get out. Next case. But that's just my opinion. So does it make for something good to have on in the background when I'm doing other work? Sure. Why not? It's like any other show. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna stop watching Pirates of the Caribbean. I will still watch the first Aquaman movie. I have more problems with Aquaman as a character than I do with Amber Heard as an actor. So,
yeah.
So anyway,
I do think, I'm not going to stop watching Pirates of the Caribbean because of some behavior of Johnny Depp, but I might think twice about watching Pirates of the Caribbean because his kitchen was not so big. But that's beside the point.
you would think you're getting Pirates of the Caribbean money. You know, you have a little bit more of an open floor plan.
Exactly.
That's just me. He's got like 30 houses, so maybe this is the cozy one. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, that's
He
a
does
problem.
have a home in France, doesn't he? So, you know,
I would love to have the problem where some random idiot in Virginia is watching my video of me having a hissy fit in the kitchen, and that they go, "Hey man, that kitchen's kind of small," you know. Anyway, so yeah,
dead men tell no tales.
That's where we are. Yeah, exactly. Who are we going to talk about next? That you're going to text me and tell me that we're talking about next.
Yeah, we'll I'll have to tell you about that one.
Because I left the bucket in California.
I got it. You'll be happy with this one.
Oh, good.
I guarantee it. No, I guarantee it.
All right, good. Happy. Jerome Benton, finally. So, all right, folks. Yeah. So, we're still, if you made it this far in the thing, we're still promoting our friends at Flock Designs. They do t-shirts and stuff. They're actually doing one of my designs, which is kind of cool. So you get a discount if you use the promo code popcorn15. So you get 15% off. So that's kind of cool. Helps us, keep the lights on the website and all that good stuff. So
we also have our own merch still.
Yeah, buy some merch too. Yeah, go check out some merch. There's a link in the show notes and at the end of the thing. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening and all that good stuff. We'll see you.
Take care.